At Mustaches and Coffee, we value proper facial hair care. So this week, we have with us Aaron from the Big Sexy Beard brand to talk with us about their company.
Pour the coffee.
Top of the mustache to you, and welcome to another episode of Mustaches and Coffee, where the topic goes, nobody knows. I'm Isaac.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're glad to have all you mustache and coffee lovers with us. And as you heard, we have special guest Aaron with us. So how are you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing well, guys. How are y'all?
Yeah, doing great. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Really good. Despite the, we don't like our winter, so it's been kind of chilly here recently, but I'm doing pretty good. And we're excited to have you on. Like we mentioned, we like our promoting facial care, facial hair and all that involved. So we're excited to ask you some questions concerning the products that you offer. I have to make sure I don't forget though, Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I recently am learning Japanese. So that's the thing that's new with me.
What prompted you to start learning Japanese?
I have a friend I grew up with who's from Japan, and we just been talking for years, and I just was like, one day I'm going to start learning Japanese. So yeah, it's just my new thing recently that I've been getting into.
Wow. I know you talked about it, but maybe we'll incorporate that into your sign off. Maybe one of these times you'll do it in Japanese, but
Hey, I might do it at the end of the show. I could.
You can do the whole show in Japanese, like your whole side. Just really mess with people.
Yes.
Yeah. No pressure though. But yeah, I still commend you, Ben. That's very, very good. Here's my applause for that's
good job.
Just learning another language, period, but Japanese in general. So that's awesome. Well, cool. Well, before we begin, if you like our crew and you want to be a part of the brew, hit that like and hit that subscribe button. We'll keep you all up to date and send some positive vibes your way. So let's get into it. Again, we're happy to have you with us today, Aaron. We're interested to know, we can just start from the beginning. What got you interested in starting a company geared towards beard products?
Yeah, so my story is kind of different. Like it kind of goes way back, right? So take it back to the beginning. So I started doing competitive bearding in 2014. And in 2017, I became a world champion and I started representing another beard product company. And in 2021, I actually quit my day job and became a director of marketing for this other beard product company. And that I was able to do that for about 2.5 years. Me and my wife traveled the world. We, lived the dream. It was amazing. Went to beard competitions all over the place and just really just did all I could to represent that brand. And beginning of last year, so 2024, so January last year, I got pulled off the road and got moved into like a sales role, and didn't, it wasn't really coming together as quickly as possible, and it ended, right? So we ended our relationship in June, and I went back to my day job, and so I'm a welding inspector at a nuclear power plant in Waynesboro, Georgia. So I went back there, and luckily everything aligned. So I was able to just kind of go get essentially my old job back. It's actually a little bit better than my last job. So I'm actually working directly for the plant now instead of sub. So in a kind of a weird way that worked out. And so my beard journey, as far as working for a company, I kind of thought that would come to an end in June. And I got an influx of companies that reached out to me and wanted me to be like a brand ambassador or something like that, because I had represented that other company for so long that I guess, in a lot of people's eyes, I did a good job. And then this, my co-host on my podcast actually owns Big Sexy Beard brand. He started it in 2019. And we got, kind of talking, and he sent me products, and I didn't want to try them because, really I didn't want to not like my buddy's brand. Right. So I'm like, man, I kept pushing it down the road. And they sat here at the house for about a month, and I finally tried them, and lo and behold, they were amazing. I genuinely liked them. a lot of people had sent me stuff. I just didn't really like the products, and I can't represent something that I don't believe in, right? So I I really liked them. I really, really did, and they had a lot of cool scents that I never really dealt with because the company I was with before was just kind of unscented or just kind of that wasn't their deal, was not scents. But a lot of beard companies, that's their thing is scents. And so I had to dive into something new and tried a bunch of the scents. And they have it's a beard whip. It's like a whip, like Cool Whip, right? So
Oh,
that's what it
yeah.
looks like, but you put it in your beard. Obviously, you don't eat it, but and I never tried anything like that before, and that kind of interested me because it was just a cool new product I never tried, and it was amazing. So there was all these really really positive aspects of the brand, and he's one of my really good friends, so we struck up a conversation and into November of last year, we put together a deal and signed on the dotted line and ended up me and my wife both are now co-owners of Big Sexy Beard Brand as of November, and it's been fun. We've got a lot of cool things in motion. Um, the social media traffic is on the brand is moving like it's never moved before. And we get on Facebook now and see different people post about it, and it's really cool because it's the brand's just never really had traffic behind it or not a lot of big push behind it. And yeah, so I've just been kind of working trying to get the name out, and here I am getting the name out, and yeah, we've definitely started an uphill battle. We're starting to try to make some money as a brand. We're reworking a bunch of stuff, and it's a lot of fun actually being kind of on the ground floor of a smaller brand and try to make it grow as opposed to just kind of jumping in and being a part of a big brand and just being involved with a big brand. Like it's like I'm actually doing something, and
Yeah.
it's really fulfilling and I'm really enjoying it so far.
That's really cool. And that's a journey. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know if we're gonna
it's been a journey.
I'm like, how do you start? You said welding for nuclear power plants? I caught that. I'm like, that could be a story of its own right there.
It could be, yeah. I mean, I'm a welding inspector. I don't weld. I look at welds or I look at piping systems now. That's one of the things we do. And I started that journey right out of high school and graduated in '01. And I started January 2002 and grinder in my hand, cleaning welds for people to look at, and started getting certifications along the way and traded companies a few times and got different certifications and ended up in South Carolina at the Savannah River site. It's a nuclear facility down here in like 2010. I say that, and yeah, worked over there for about 8 years and moved across the river to the nuclear power plant, Plant Vogel in Waynesboro, Georgia. It's about an hour from here, and I was over there on the construction side for about 3 years, and then I did the director of marketing thing, and now I'm back, and I'm actually working directly for the plant now. So yeah, it's just that also has been just an incredible journey because all through high school I thought I was going to be an auto mechanic, and I did not. I did tech school for probably about 4 months after high school and quickly learned I did not want to be an auto mechanic for the rest of my life. So this welding inspector thing kind of came up, and a couple of my buddies were shooting x-rays of welds, and they were going to all these different types of plants, and it sounded really interesting. I always wanted to go into a power plant when I was a kid, and this was an opportunity that I could play with radiation and go work in a power plant. So I took the opportunity and never really looked back.
That's
I'm sure
great.
you've heard probably tons of Homer
All the
Simpson
time,
jokes, I'm
man.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, especially now that I actually work at the nuclear power plant. Like all we're allowed to eat is pink donuts at
There you
like
go.
when that's it. Like we have to eat pink donuts. It's part of the requirement. And yeah, we just sit back with, plutonium rods just sitting on the corner and just hanging out with our feet up on the desk, just like Homer.
That's
Of course.
awesome.
That's awesome. So I went to your website. You got plenty of scents and everything. So tell us a little bit about your scents and maybe if there's a favorite one that you like on your website.
Yeah, so our scent line is it's changed. We had like 17, and that was part of the me coming on board and like we needed to like chill out with streamline stuff, right? So yeah, so I think we have 6 now, and we have an unscented. We've got a few varieties that have like pipe tobacco and some like red cherries and different varieties of stuff. My personal favorite is the Girl Next Door. Uh, we kind of got odd names for some of our stuff, but that's my personal favorite. It's like strawberry and brown sugar, I do believe, and it's nice. Like all for the first probably month and a half, all I used was the unscented one, and I just utilized it. It was, I put on my cologne or whatever, and I didn't want to, clash scents, and so I would just use that oil on the skin, balm in the hair, and go about my day. But I ended up with one of those Girl Next Doors, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I can't hate on all the scents and just say, beard oils for the skin and balms for the hair. And, if you want to smell good, you need to put on something else. But I'm conforming now. I'm conforming to the scented beard product stuff. And, yeah, big fan of the Girl Next Door. I think it's a real subtle scent. And, yeah, it's my favorite. I think, probably the best selling one is the Big Sexy, and it's, Dr. Pepper and bourbon. That's
Oh,
kind of the
interesting.
the signature,
I saw that
uh,
on there.
signature, scent, and it's nice. It's not really overpowering, it's not like you're not gonna get pulled over and they're not gonna think you've been drinking or anything crazy like that, you know what I mean? It's pretty subtle, but it's really cool, and it's nice. Not a big fan of the Dr. Pepper being listed in the thing. I've talked about this. I think we should just swap it to, like, Dr. P or something like that, so, if one day the brand super takes off, I don't we probably don't need to get in trouble by, the Dr. Pepper people, utilizing their name. I don't know how any of that works, but for the time being, I think we're
Yeah.
small enough that we can still utilize the Dr. Pepper name without going to court, probably. I don't know.
I think you're all right for now, but that is a good point. You can never be too careful, but I think you're okay for now. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think
really
I think we'll be all right.
yeah, that's really cool though. That's
Yeah.
a combination I don't know if you would think about. So that's kind of a showing your uniqueness with the scents and
Yeah.
to go along with that, I think what's really being a movement is ingredients. The type of chemicals that we see in a lot of our products anymore. So do you guys try to be like this is more natural with your ingredients or what kind of ingredients are in there?
Yeah, so absolutely. We definitely, try to have the most natural ingredients that we can possibly get, within reason. The only thing that's not a natural ingredient currently is our fragrances because they do come from a fragrance. They're not an essential oil. So if you've got an essential oil, then you could say, it was an all natural product, but we're borderline all natural because all of the carrier oils that are in there are all natural products and they all come with the certifications and all that stuff. But once you put them all together, then you don't carry that certification, even though all the oils, you know what I mean? So we're not certified natural or anything like that, but especially with the fragrance. But later on down the road, I think we'll probably come out with an oil that does utilize essentials instead of a fragrance. So then that one can be an all natural one. But yeah, we definitely try to be as healthy as we can for like the oils go. One of the things that we're in the process of swapping out is the hemp seed oil. I think
Oh
we're going to
yeah.
swap it out for avocado seed oil. Just because the stigma right behind like using a hemp seed oil. Obviously you're not going to fail a P test if you use it, but it's been said in the world like, oh, I don't want to use your product. I fail a P test or something crazy like that. So just for the sake of that being a thing, we're probably going to get that out once we go through our stock. And avocado seed oil actually has uh better ingredients and better it's better for your hair than hemp seed. So it's we're getting rid of one product that has kind of a stigma to it and adding a product it's actually a little bit better for your skin health and your hair health. So we're in the process of doing things, and that's also one of them.
Yeah,
That's
very
awesome.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, my next question is more on the business side. So when you had these products, how did you get them on the market? Was there any special like permits or anything you had to go through?
They were already the website existed when I came on board, right? So,
Okay.
we're not in any stores or anything yet besides, probably a handful of barbershops. I think we're about 7 or 8
Oh, nice.
barbershops now, so we do have those. We don't have SKU numbers or anything yet, but we're also in the process of doing that because one day we would like to live on Amazon. We'd like to be one of those people. So I believe that's one of the things you have to have is the SKU numbers and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So we're not there. So we're LLC'd. We're an official business, right? But as far as like any other business aspects, getting it onto market, that was stuff that was already well in play before I got here, and they had already created a really really nice product. And man, it's just living on the website now at bigsexy.com, and that's where probably 98% of all of our sales come from. We do some handshake things in towns and stuff that people know one of us that work for the company that we stop by or do something like that. But pretty much everything's just right there on big sexy beardbrand.com.
Got it.
Very nice.
Very cool. Well, we got a little bit of a taste of your business and the products that you offer. So we appreciate those answers, get to know that more, but we're interested to know more about you, Aaron. So
Sure.
what we like to do is we have what's called universal questions. So
Absolutely.
Ben's got the questions. Take it away, Ben.
All right, let's hear
All
it,
right.
Ben.
Y'all ready for this, Aaron?
I'm ready. Just shoot them to me in English though. That's what I need. I don't need any
I'll try.
Japanese sessions.
First one. What's your thoughts on spiders?
Spiders. They're all right. Like I don't really want like big creepy spiders cruising around in my house. But if I see them out in the yard, I'm not going to smash them. But if one was cruising around across my desk, I'd probably smash it. So I'm not scared of them or anything. I'm just not pro spider. I'm just neutral spider.
Sounds good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
Oh, like 12. Maybe even like 15 out of 10, maybe. I'm pretty
Very
much
nice.
the best driver ever.
Wow.
I mean, I
I
just state facts here, I don't know anything but facts.
I've just never heard anyone say that good. So I mean, you are off the charts. Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
awesome.
for sure, off the charts. There's nobody better driver than me probably in the history of the world. That's
Yep.
it's
That's good.
I know.
You need to teach some people then.
Yes.
Like
I would love to. That's really one of my goals and ambitions in my life is to be a driving instructor, teacher, and teach everyone to drive like me. And I think the world would be a much better place if everybody just drove 10 over the speed limit all the time and realized that yellow lights are like kind of you know borderline stopping and stay out of the left lane unless you're passing and stuff
Yeah.
like that. There's rules to the road, and I know them all, and everybody should just drive like me, and everybody would be in a much better place.
obey the laws of the land. That's it right
Yep.
there.
That's
I
right.
agree with that. So with it being so cold outside, I have to ask you, what is your ideal outside temperature?
72 degrees.
Yeah.
I hate being cold. We moved to South Carolina and got away from the cold. I've wore shorts on Christmas many a times, and this year we already got snow once. That's ridiculous. We're not supposed to get snow down here. And Tuesday we're gonna dip into maybe the negative temperatures for like the wind chill, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to snow. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely not normal, and I hate it, and
I
not a
agree.
fan of the cold. I would rather it be 100 degrees than 0 degrees all day. But 72, that's
Yeah.
pretty perfect. I don't think you can still wear a hoodie and shorts, or you could just wear a t-shirt and shorts. You're just perfect temperature, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome. Uh, favorite milkshake, if you drink
Banana.
banana.
That's true.
That sounds good.
No crazy words there. Just straight banana shakes are the best thing I think on the planet. And I think I actually prefer synthetic banana shakes as opposed to like a real banana shake.
Gotta
Like,
get that chemical in there.
yeah, chemical
Yeah.
banana shakes. Like I think Rallies or Checkers. I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
have. Yeah,
Yeah.
their banana shakes are the best banana shakes in the world, and there's probably not one real banana in that thing. But if I go somewhere that has like a real ground up banana shake, that's perfectly fine. But synthetic banana shakes are where it's at. The bright yellow, abnormal looking banana shakes, like taste like a yellow, like a banana runt. Yeah,
Mhm.
but milkshake
Oh,
form.
yeah, those are good.
Heck
Right on.
yeah. And then that's the second part. That's my favorite candy. Banana runts. There you
Mhm.
go.
Ah, very
Yes,
nice.
those are awesome. So, since we are mustaches and coffee, we have to ask you, what's your favorite mustache? It could be style, it could be celebrity.
Oh my gosh, my favorite
It's a
well, I
loaded.
mean, he's been on here. Like, are we doing like human mustache? I mean, you got the
Sure.
Bob and Elliot, the stash guys, like Bob Baker, the one and only. He's probably got one of the coolest mustaches, I think. Um, Chuck
Yeah.
Norris, that whole mustache thing he's got going on is ridiculous. I'm sure he told that story when he was on here how he named his mustache
Yes.
like
So
Chuck
great.
Norris and whatever crazy nut. But yeah, I think that dude's got a super cool mustache, and he does amazing for the whole mustache community.
Mhm.
And just man, you go to beard events now. There's just so many mustaches at these things over the last handful of years, and I think it's all Bob's fault. I really believe it. Like there's too many of them now. Like you used to go to a beard competition, there'd be like 2 or 3 mustache guys. Now you go and there's like 15. I'm like,
Wow.
freaking Bob. This is all his fault. This is millions of TikTok followers just creating all these mustache babies everywhere. But I think it's cool. He does a
So
good job.
true.
That yeah, you got to hand it to him. He's very much an expert in his field in that way of promoting.
Absolutely. He's definitely a mustache expert for sure.
Yeah, that's a great choice. We here have to agree with you. He's
Yeah.
one of our tops. We would put him up there too, I think.
He's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, exactly. So like we said, we're mustaches and coffee. So now we have to ask you the question: what's your favorite coffee?
So I used to have a drink at our local Starbucks named after me, and my wife no longer works there, so I don't have that luxury of going to Starbucks every other day anymore or every day. But yeah, it was a iced vanilla latte with 5 shots of espresso in it
Ooh.
and
Whoa.
7 pumps of vanilla. It was quite the drink. It was impressive. You'd feel it. You kind of start making your hair grow a little bit, and it was a good time. Those, I get it from time to time, but it's definitely, you know,
Oh
it's
man.
something you got to drink all the time. Kind of get used to it. You can't just jump right back into a 5 shot, latte after eating
Right.
cold turkey for a couple of years. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite drinks. But usually, no, this is gonna break y'all's heart. I drink hot tea every morning. I
That's
know.
okay.
Sorry,
Hot tea's
I
good.
yeah, I did a trip over in England for like a week, and my buddy I was traveling with, just every morning he would make me this black tea, uh, with cream and sugar concoction, and basically wake me up with it. And ever since then, I've pretty well been drinking black tea with cream and sugar. So England messed me up. No more. I haven't really drank a whole lot of coffee since that trip.
That sounds amazing. I don't
Sounds
fault you at
wonderful.
all for that. And
It's good stuff, man. It's good
going
stuff.
from 5 shots of espresso and 7 pumps of vanilla to that, I think you've got at least a much healthier alternative. So we
Yeah,
can't fault you there.
probably.
No
Nice.
faults at all. So that's great. Well, we appreciate your answers. Those were great.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
thanks.
So we got to know a bit more about you as well, but also your brand. So we can't thank you enough because we know with schedules and everything, being able to work it on and come on, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I appreciate y'all having me on and giving me the opportunity to talk about Big Sexy Beard brand. Everybody can utilize promo code Talking Beards and you can save 20% off that order because Talking Beards is our podcast. We do every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern. We go live on YouTube and just talk about beard stuff usually. Sometimes not.
Nice.
Sometimes we eat like hot stuff or, gross things, or sometimes we just play games. We got some trivia stuff we do, and some, I don't know, it's like Jackbox games. Sometimes we do that, and
Nice.
bring on people. We just kind of mess around, but usually it's, talking to people with upcoming beard competitions, or, people that, are doing cool, fun stuff with their facial hair, and, talking beards. That's what we do.
Sounds like a
Sounds
fun
fun.
time. Yeah, exactly. Well, again, we thank you for coming on. But before we wrap things up, we're going to move into our last segment.
Last drop.
Brought to you by Contempa-Roast Coffee and Roastery. Visit our store or our site at contempa-roast.com today.
Take it away, Ben.
An Arizona man who goes by the online name Ben Havoc was in the shower and blew his nose. Then a random Lego head shot out. He remembers sticking the head up his nose when he was 6, but once it got too far, he decided to see if he could connect the body to the head. When that got stuck, he cried for his mother, who yanked out the body, but he didn't realize the head was still stuck up his nose. After 26 years, the head finally came out. He says he can finally smell colors. That's what I got.
I got to hand it to you, Ben. That's one of the more obscure that we've had on here. Bravo. Aaron, have you ever stuck stuff up your nose? I don't think it's been up there that long, but has that kind of thing ever happened to you?
Absolutely not. I know my wife has. She like, when she was a kid, I know she like took part of her car seat apart, like in the back seat of her car had like little like foam in it or whatever. She freaking stuck that up her nose, and it got all infected and stunk and whatnot. But I'm not that. I never stuck a bunch of random stuff up my nose. And I remember ate some like a battery when I was a kid, like the little flat battery. Ate one of those when I was a kid, and ate some change. I remember doing that for some reason.
Wow.
But never anything up my nose. So no.
Wow.
And how on earth, like 26 years? Is that what you said? He had that
Yeah,
thing up his
26
nose?
years.
That's so crazy. Like, yeah, that's just so crazy.
It's mind blowing. Yeah. How do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
not
absolutely.
notice that after even just
I guess
you're also growing, and as a kid, how?
he just got
How?
used to it, right? I guess he's like, well, I don't have use of my right nostril ever.
Yeah.
It's just normal. It's just normal not to be able to breathe or smell out the right side of my nose. That's fine.
Yeah. Honey, why is your eye twitching? I don't know. Like,
I don't know. It's just always
developed
done
this
that.
twitch.
The Lego head.
God.
Okay, well, again, have to commend you, Ben. Thank you. I guess yes,
Good
this is
story,
another
Ben.
reminder. Don't stick things up your nose. That's
Don't.
our
Don't do it,
service.
kids.
No,
No.
that's scary. So thank
Not
you,
at all.
Ben.
You're welcome. And if you have any funny stories, feel free to send them to us at mustaches@yahoo.com.
All right, so there you have it. We want to open this up to you, Aaron. You kind of mentioned a little bit of where people can find you, but this is of anywhere that people want to connect. What would you recommend for ones to be able to find you online?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got my Instagram, Aaron D. Johnston. Facebook's the same. I usually utilize my middle initial in everything, just kind of differentiate from the other Aaron Johnstons out there. But yeah, at Aaron D. Johnston, pretty much anywhere. Like I said, got my podcast, Talking Beards. That social media is at Talking Beards everywhere. Our YouTube's at Talking Beards. Yeah, 8:00 Eastern. Every Tuesday we go live. We just do it. Sometimes we have no idea what we're going to do until we do it, and it's live, and we try to do an hour, and for 363 episodes it has worked out. So we'll just keep
Wow.
plugging along.
That's a lot.
And yeah, bigsexybeardbrand.com. Just go there, try out some beard products. Got combos for $25. We've actually got a scent of the month. That's a new thing that's going to start February 1st.
Very nice.
We'll have some different options with that. You'll actually be able to get a subscription service, and every beginning of every month you'll get a different scent, because like we talked about, we went from 17 cents down to 6. So we might as well utilize those other scents with something else, right? Instead of just letting them sit on the shelf. So they're going to become scents of the month. So we're going to do that. And it all lives over there at bigsexybeardbrand.com. And like I said, use promo code TalkingBeards and you can save 20% off your order.
There you go.
Awesome.
Great stuff. And we'll, along with that, make sure we do our due diligence. So Ben, where can people find us at?
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Our X account or Twitter account is at Stash and Joe. And if you have any questions for us, feel free to contact us at mustachesandcoffee@yahoo.com. That's how you get a hold of us.
There you go. And a quick reminder too, I just like to, some people like the QR code. If you'd like to get some Mustaches and Coffee merchandise, there's your QR code to our site. You can get a hat, shirt, coffee mug, of course, all that good stuff. So there's the code. Be sure to check us out. Once again, we thank you so much for coming on, Aaron. It was a lot of fun and be able to learn more about your business. And we'll be keeping an eye on you. As you said, you're on the social platform, so we'll be sure to follow you.
I am. I'm all over them. Ben, Isaac, thank you for having me on the show, guys.
Yeah, glad to have
really
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Yes, it's nice meeting you. Thank you again for your time as well.
No
so
problem.
that's going to do it for us now. But as we always say, don't bash the stash.
I need espresso for the depresso.
Goodbye, everybody.
What time?